What's up, guys? Welcome to channel. It's Maria again. If you're new to my channel, just let you know, this channel is all about astrology, spirituality, philosophy. That's another topic I love to talk about. I would also talk about some healing modalities. And in this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about Pluto in the third house. I started this series a week ago. So I'm just gonna go through the 12 houses. So Pluto in the third house, I always start with the house first, like what house means, and then we're gonna combine Pluto and the third house together, and then what it means when they're combined. So third house really represents our intellectual, our mind. It's ruled by zodiac sign Gemini, and it's ruled by the planet Mercury. You know, like Mercury moves through its orbit really fast. It's fastest planet, so you can kind of relate to that in your like mind, because we have like million thoughts going through in our mind. We have to like process so many information in our head daily and make sense of it. That's our intellectual mind. And I mean, everybody has a third house area, so everybody possesses this power. But having Pluto in your third house, you guys, like I mentioned, if you watch my Pluto video, Pluto like just intensifies whatever it touches. So you guys have extra desire for like gathering information and using your intellectual more often than other people who doesn't have Pluto in their third house. So I am gonna share my screen really quick. I always make a slide to organize my thoughts. Make my head a little bigger. There you go. I think that's big enough. All right. So if you watch my Pluto videos, you understand Pluto represents our deepest unconscious desires. That's what propels us in this life to move forward. It's like invisible force that push us take certain action, do certain things, and we're unconscious about it. So we're kind of like, why am I in this way? Like if you ever question, it all goes back to Pluto. So you guys having Pluto in your third house, you just born really curious. You want to know everything about everything, and you have thirst for knowledge and information, and you want to make sense of your environment. You want to make sense of the world. And it really, that drive, that curiosity really stems from that Pluto energy, because it's really powerful planet. This reminds me this cartoon, a Japanese cartoon I used to watch. There's this kid asks so many questions, and people just tired of him, like, oh, I don't want to answer your questions anymore. And they just call him why. His name is why, and then everyone he sees asks them why, and people answer, and then he kept continuing saying why. So I thought that was a pretty hilarious example. So for you guys, I chose those two pictures. I think one represents more like the modern, the futuristic way of collecting information. We all on the internet, like if you want to know something, you can just Google, go on YouTube. It's so easy to collect data those days, know about something. And maybe old days when we didn't have internet, maybe those archetypes fulfill that desire, maybe reading books or talking, communicating with others, asking them questions. Because even having books was like a recent, we didn't have it a really long time. Before that, all the information passed through a generation with storytelling. So anyways, I always get all over the place. If we come back to the desire itself, so you guys have two desires. One is ego desire, one is your soul's desire. So your ego's desire is really orientated on survival, self-preservance. So your whole purpose of gathering information, learning your environment, knowing why the things it works is based on developing a security, because we do feel insecure in unfamiliar environment. If someone throws you in a jungle and just survives, like, I don't know where I'm at, I don't know what food is safe to eat, where to sleep is safer. Like, so knowing our environment gives us security. And let's say even language, how we communicate with each other also gives us security. Let's say someone throws you in a totally different country. I live in US. Let's say someone throws me in Japan and I don't speak Japanese. I don't understand the culture and I inherently feel insecure because I don't know how to communicate. So from your ego's perspective, you like to have this security through gathering information, knowing your environment, knowing the way things work so you have control over it. Because we feel powerless, out of control when we don't know how to operate things, how to, like, knowing why the things operate the way it is. And from your soul's perspective, though, your soul doesn't come here to just feel secure and cozy. It comes here to evolve, grow, and realize its true nature, which is unconditional love and wisdom. So whenever you rely your security on something external, your evolutionary force is going to take it away. So for you guys, if you rely on your security on this knowing certain information, you're comfortable in your culture, you're comfortable the language you speak, comfortable with your job, and then this evolutionary force propels you to, come on, expand your horizon, expand your consciousness, learn more, gather more data. So you guys have this compulsion, you can't help it, you just want to learn more and experience more, and which helps you to see that your previous comfort zone or whatever you felt comfortable is not enough. It's relative. I put this phrase there: the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So once you guys expand your horizon, you gather more information, you realize that the previous version of yourself was limited, your previous perspective was limited, the way you look at things was limited. Now you have more expanded version of consciousness. And the book I read, the Jeffrey Green's book about Pluto, he talks about this fourth state of consciousness. So our soul is evolving different levels. So all the souls incarnated in the 3D reality, we're not at the same level. Certain of us, like old souls, learn a lot. So they come here with a lot of wisdom and knowledge. But certain souls, they might have just evolved past the animal kingdom and experiencing human life for the first time, and they do not have a deeper understanding of a lot of things. So for them, it's like a beginning stage. They're just getting to know, oh, what the human experience is. Oh, this is how they live. This is how they eat. This is how they communicate. So for them, it's Pluto in his third house is all about just expanding their consciousness and horizon. Like, they want to just know as much as they can. And for the second group of souls, they are, he calls it herd state. Basically, it's they just believe in, everybody believes in, or what society teaches them, what their culture teaches them, what their parents teach them, because they can't really think for themselves. They're just identifying with the collective identification, or the thoughts of collective or belief systems of collective. So they just, instead of like finding it for themselves, they just like, oh, my culture or my people believes in Christianity, let me believe in Christianity. So they just adopt others' belief, or they just accept the others' information that given to them. And the third state of consciousness is from herd state to individuation. I hope I say it right. So you're going more individualized. You start questioning things like, I was raised Christian. I was told I spoke English my whole life. But something inside me is not satisfied. I think there's more than that. So you guys explore more and you start finding, like, learn about yourself, what's true for you. Like, do you really want to believe in Christianity or a different religion, or do you want to adopt a different philosophy? So you're going to explore your own belief system. And the fourth state of consciousness, those are like 100% individualized. They don't go with the crowd. They have their own belief system, and they found the ultimate truth for them. So they see the world from spiritual perspective, which is everyone is connected. We all one, and we're just experiencing different things, and we're reported back to the source energy. So it can collect all the data and information and experience, and then it just keep expanding itself. I hope I didn't lose you guys this fourth state. The whole purpose of introducing those four states, because if you're in one of those states, you are going to experience the Pluto in the third house differently. If you're watching this video, you might be like the herd state to individualized state, or more individualized state, because you're looking for a bigger meaning, the truth, so truth. You're not satisfied with everyone's spoon-fed reality. You want to know it for yourself. So you might be in that state. So for you guys, Pluto in the third house means totally different than someone is in a herd state and the beginning state. And if you're in that state, Pluto in the third house means really you guys need to integrate the polarity point of third house Pluto, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about the meaning, the big picture, the philosophy. And like Gemini is all about gathering information here and there. They don't go really deep, but Sagittarius is all about going deep and then connect all the information that Gemini collected and then makes this big picture, piece all this information together and have this hierarchical or big picture meaning. So you guys need to align yourself with this philosophical value or knowledge, or you're just gonna keep searching, like it's never gonna be enough. Once you align yourself this Sagittarius type belief system, and then all the information you're gathering start making sense. And another lesson for Pluto in the third house is you guys need to integrate intuition, because you guys are heavily left brain oriented. You are super intellectual, you're super analytical, you're all about the knowledge and information. But at some point you realize that it's not enough. You can't attain the truth, the ultimate truth you're looking for. You cannot attain it just with the intellectual mind. You gotta integrate your right mind, which is your intuition. So when they two work together, you have the whole picture. It's the Sagittarius. And So yeah, that's another polarity point you guys need to learn, is integrate intuition to piece together all the information you gather. And there's always like, let's say, the positive and the negative side to everything. So as we said, Pluto is very strong. Pluto is a planet with very strong energy. So if you cannot navigate it or make the right choices, it might take you to the dark path. So you might end up use this knowledge, something, let's say, let's talk about a couple of negative aspects of this. Since you're so intellectual, you have so much information, you have access to so much information and data, you become dominant in the conversation, and you tell other people they're wrong and you're right, and your ego takes over, and you don't listen to others because you're the one constantly talking, and you don't want to listen to anyone else because you have the truth and they don't. Or you can have obsessed with just hoarding information and you're not making a use of it. But if you look at the positive side of things, once you collect those information, you can have this big picture, and you realize, like I said earlier, everyone holds a piece of truth, and then you see the big picture, how everyone is right in certain contexts. So you have respect for others, their opinion, and you listen instead of always talking. You give others chance to speak and let them express their truth, and then you respect that. You can also become a motivational speaker, or you can have a big influence with your intellectual ability. You might innovate something that benefits the whole human mankind. You also see the loopholes and the logical weak point of certain belief system, or like certain structure in our society. You see the weakness and then you point out, and then we can make it better. So you can use it for service. You can also be humble and respect other people's truths. And you can even show them the truth. You can communicate them the truth, like, hey, after years of gathering information, learning, analyzing, I found that this works better, or this belief system is more inclusive, more a big picture than this belief system. And people like, oh yeah, you're right. So you can influence others' belief system, or you can persuade others easily because of your logical mind. So yeah, you can definitely use it for the right things. You can also use it for the wrong things, telling people they're all wrong and then they're less worthy. You don't respect them because you have the truth, they don't. So there's some like prejudice between religion or certain philosophies, and people think they know the truth, they have the truth, so everyone else is not worthy, they don't deserve certain beliefs like that. So I guess that's the summary of polarity of positive and a negative. And I hope this helps you to navigate your life a little bit easier. Let me stop sharing my screen. And just disclaimer, if this doesn't resonate with you guys, because it really relates with the ruler of your third house. Let's say your third house ruler is Gemini. You might be like moving on from one thing to another and quickly. You're gathering a lot of information, but you're not specializing in anything. If you have ruler Scorpio, you might like dig deep something. So having a different ruler there is gonna show up. You guys gonna live this archetype totally different, maybe not 100% different, at least like there's gonna be huge difference, someone having Gemini in their third house or Scorpio in their third house, or even Sagittarius third third house, you guys gonna be total like philosophers. So just keep that in mind. And there's gonna be aspects of planets. There can be trine helping you to achieve that desire, or they can be squares that creating tension, and there can be opposites. So there's a lot of situation. It can show up in your life different. So if you like to have more detail, like how it specifically applies to your personal chart, definitely reach out to me. I'll leave my contact information below. And thank you so much for your time watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys next one.